Welcome to the Chamber Corner. I am Janie Pettigo.
And I'm Bill Woodard.
Bill, I like your outfit. What are you doing dressed like that?
Well, I thought we would hike, a little bit while we were here, so I dressed for the part and everything. I even got my safety whistle here. See, when you get lost in the woods, you can, and then I've got a light on it. You can see the light and a compass. I even got food. So I'm ready to hike.
Well, can we do the Chamber Corner taping first? Because I know the folks are ready for us to do that.
Oh, well, okay. I thought we were going to do that after. I know we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about Cordell Hull and what all there is to do here. I tell you what, this is a great place sitting right in the middle of Smith County, and I love it. So, yeah, let's go in and talk about that.
All right, we're here at the Resource Manager's office at the Cordell Hull Dam, and I love this place, and I cannot wait to go in. It's a beautiful place, so we'll see you inside.
Okay, we're still here at the Resource Center at the Cordell Hull Lake, and Mr. Joe Lane has come by, and he's going to tell us a little bit about, I guess it's not really called the Civitan Horse Show. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, this is the 51st annual Smith County Horse Show. It's a walking horse show, and it's going to be on June 19th, starts 5:30 over at the Ag Center in South Carthage. It's basically just walking horses of all kinds of descriptions. And it's going to start about 5:30 p.m. There's a charge to get in. I think it's $5 for adults. This is about the basic information about the show. We've had it for quite a while. Of course, South Carthage Civitan, it goes back to Russell Nixon, who was a big booster of walking horses. I guess our claim to fame, the first event of any kind to be held at the Ag Center was the Walking Horse Show. Okay. And at that time, they just put the lights up on the arena. That building there now wasn't, it was just, some grass there. And we had a lot to do, Civitan, with getting the Ag Center there because we were looking for a place to have the horse show. For years, it was at the old Smith County Fairgrounds over there. Of course, Billy Gregory bought the fairgrounds and was letting us use it. It really wasn't adequate. And in our search for a place to have the horse show, it occurred to us that the county had bought that property right there where the Ag Center is, and we said, oh, okay, and the rest is history, you might say, about how it got to be there.
Well, I know that's a wonderful setup, and I know everybody appreciates what y'all did. Now, I understand the horse show has 28 classes. Is that right?
This year will be 28 classes. It doesn't have to be any set number of classes. That's a good-sized one-night horse show. It's recently starting about 5:30. These shows are sanctioned by 2 or 3 different sanctioning groups out of Shelbyville, Tennessee, or Murfreesboro, wherever. I think an outfit called Show sanctions this one. It does most of them. It's SHOW, it's an acronym or something or other. And so we get paperwork from Shelbyville as to what we're supposed to do and how we have to fill out, and we send all our information back to them over there, and then the walking horse report will have it in it and all that sort of thing. So it's not just a run what you brung horse show. It's a very sanctioned show for the walking horse industry.
Well, and one of the bigger ones in the state, I understand it's a pretty good show. They have one in Columbia and Shelbyville and several other places. This is one of them, right?
This was back when walking horses were bigger than they are now. They were all over the place. And really for a one-night show, we have a good show. And as a result of the fairgrounds over there, we have probably one of the better facilities. The people who come in to do the horse show like it. They like the size of it. They like that covered area there where they can, saddle their horses and work the lights to work with. It's just set up for a nice horse show. And so we'll have, some year we could have 120, 130 horses. That's pretty good for now. Old days, you could have 150, 175 horses at a show.
Well, I know it's beautiful to watch, and if you want to get some more information, there's flyers out about town. It's Friday, June the 19th at 5:30 at the Russell Nixon Arena.
And it's catered. I forget exactly what it is, but there's going to be somebody there doing the burgers and that bit, so you can come by and eat with us too.
Okay, so it's going to be a good party, and $5 admission, I believe, is what it is.
For adults, and I think, and of course, if you're bringing a horse, they let 1 or 2 people in with the horse, you might say. Okay. So for people who are bringing horses, if you come in there with a trailer, and I forget exactly what the terms are. I don't work the gate. I usually work the sign-in table, and that's a headache in itself.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people signing in and things going on for sure. Well, Joe, thank you very much for coming.
Well, Billy, thank you for the publicity.
Well, we're glad.
It's a nice, fun evening for anybody who wants to come out.
Yeah, if you want to spend some fun time and see some beautiful horses, you need to come on June the 19th to the Smith County Walking Horse Show at the arena there at the Ag Center.
A lot of the horses you see here, you'll see at the celebration about a month later.
Okay. So if you're going to be if you want to be a follower of walking horses, this is a good start for you. Joe, thank you very much.
Thank you much.
Hi, I'm with my former coworker and a wonderful person, Trent Jones, who is the 4-H agent here in Smith County. Trent, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Trent is actually going to tell us a little bit about the upcoming Smith County Fair. And Trent, you're going to talk about the entries and all that, right? And when entries are going to be taken. So you might want to get a piece of paper and write this down. Of course, it's going to be in the paper too, but write this down because you'll want to know if you're going to bring your entries in for the fair in July, then you'll need to know this information. So Trent, I'm going to hand this over to you and just let you talk.
All right. And of course, as Janie said, I'll be talking a little bit about the fair. First, just to give you some dates, the fair this year for Smith County will be July the 27th through August the 1st. And of course, that's Monday through Saturday, which is good for the kids this year because that'll be the week before they go back to school. To give you a little information about the exhibits, as Miss Janie said, it's only about 2.5 months, or a little under 2 months away, and it's never too early to start collecting your items for our ag, FCS, and youth exhibits. To start off with our agricultural exhibits, of course, that's all of your garden and field crops, anything in the garden from tomatoes to okra and squash, and things in the field such as hay, tobacco, and soybeans. So go ahead and start working and collecting those. We'll be taking ag exhibit entries, our extension agent, Chris Hicks, and also the chairman, Ronnie Bissell. Those entries will be taking Monday, July the 27th from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. So you'll want to come on that day to bring in your ag exhibits. And of course, our other area is our family consumer sciences exhibits, in which Miss Janie was in charge of, and we're going to miss her this year and getting those together, but I'm sure she'll be there to assist some. So all of those entries will be taking Saturday, July the 25th, between 8 and 12, with the exception of the cooking entries, and those will be taken on Monday, July the 27th, between 8 and 12 p.m., only for cooking, remember. And of course, those other things range from sewing and quilting to antiques, and you might give us a little bit, what's some of the other areas in that one?
Okay, I've got to get my memory bank caught up here. I know there are 8 divisions. Actually, I think there are 9 now. There's canning, sewing, crafts, needlework, which would be the quilting and that type of thing. There's photography, fine arts. How many have I gone over, Trent? Oh, and the new one is basically the heritage area, and that is where you bring in an antique item that is at least 100 years old. And we do have those in cabinets. We got a brand new cabinet donated because there was so many. I mean, it was amazing how many entries we had last year, you know, but keep in mind, we do the utmost care, and I probably will be there if I can help at all, to take these entries and be careful with these, but we can't guarantee anything, you know, so if it's very valuable, you use your own judgment in bringing that. But that is one of the newest ones because a lot of us have old things that have been passed down, Trent, and so I think that's why it's such a popular new area. But all of this will be out in the paper really soon for the Family and Consumer Sciences. But I do want to tell you, and I want to reiterate what Trent said, the cooking items, and that's your baked goods like breads, cookies, candies, pies, cakes, that type of thing come in on Monday morning of the beginning of the fair, the 27th. The rest of the things are brought in on Saturday. We've had a few people that have been disappointed in the past, and so make sure you get those dates correct.
All right, and as you said, that is a really interesting area. If you come in, there's lots of items in there. So that's an opportunity for you to come out and see some really good photographs, some nice art, lots of good cooking and canning. And that was really interesting, the heritage and antique items last year, to come in and see some of those things. Of course, one of the highlights of that area is the Hallie Mae Clemens Award, which $100 is given to the FCE club with the most entries in the Family Consumer Sciences exhibit. Our final area is our youth exhibits. And of course, that's our 4-H and youth exhibit, so that's not only for 4-Hers in the 4th through 12th grades. We opened that up from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade in the last couple of years. Those entries will be taking from 8 to 12 p.m. on Saturday, July the 25th, with the exception of cooking and flowers. And those will be taken on Monday, July the 27th, from 8 to 12 p.m. And that's very much like the Family Consumer Sciences area set for our youth. We'll have cooking, floriculture, canning, arts and crafts, photography, sewing, along with several other areas such as art. So that's a great area for some of your youth to bring some of the items, some of the things they're doing at school with arts and crafts, some of the cooking they're doing this summer, to bring those in and show those off. My daughter brought some in last year, and she went home with about $200 in awards. So all those little items that you're collecting and arts and crafts projects you're doing over the summer to keep them busy, bring those in and show them off for them as well. And that's the same thing as Miss Janie said. Please bring in all your arts and crafts, all your other items on Saturday, July the 25th. On Monday, July the 27th, will only be our cooking items and our flowers, so that they'll last a little bit longer for us. So that's most of the areas for those as well. And I believe that's most of our exhibits. As Miss Janie said, all of these items will be coming out in our fair book that'll be in the Carthage Courier sometime about a month prior to the fair. So those will be coming out sometime in the early part of July. And of course, if you have any questions about any of these Ag, FCS, or 4-H exhibits, please call our office at 735-2900. I believe that covers most of it.
Just one quick thing I thought you might want to mention to them is, when do they pick these up?
Okay. All of those items will need to be picked up on Sunday, the last day of the fair. And I believe that is, I'm sorry, I have to get my papers here. All entries will have to be picked up Sunday, August the 2nd, between 1 and 3 p.m. And that's when we'll also have your checks available for you to pick up for those items as well. And of course, any items that aren't picked up, they're very important. Usually we put those to the side, but we like for you to go ahead and get those that day, with the exception of our crops. Usually, those need to be thrown away. So.
Okay. Well, Trent, thank you so much for letting people know about this. I think that the fair in the past and our history has always been so important, especially to folks in rural areas. And I want to continue this wonderful tradition because it's a lot of fun to get there at the fair and see if you've won a ribbon and all that. So, Trent, thank you for coming today.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Well, we're still here at the resource office, and this is Mr. Jamie Summers, and he's one of our rangers, and he's going to be telling us a little bit about it. Now, I'm a little bit out of breath. I just got off the bike there. It's a little hard to keep that light bulb going. But, Jamie, I appreciate you consenting to interview. Tell us a little bit about, well, first off, how did you get into this job that you're in? That's kind of an interesting thing for me because I know you were in banking at one time, so this must have been your heart.
Well, in 2003, I think it was, I was sitting in the bank office, and I thought, I really need to do something else. So I think I may have been on the verge of being written up. And I just so happened to have a resignation letter in my vehicle, so I think I was threatened with a write-up over something minuscule. It wasn't embezzlement or anything, but I finally said, I don't think I'm going to be. So I went to my truck and I pulled that letter out and I handed it to the president of the bank and basically walked out. So went back to school and then got into this. So I've always enjoyed the outdoors growing up in the Lancaster community, somewhere close to you there. Mm-hmm. So I just decided that I wanted to follow a different path altogether. So I went back to school at Tennessee Tech and got a degree in wildlife fisheries, and then got lucky, very fortunate to have gotten in 2004 with the Corps. So I've been doing that now. This is the 11th year.
Well, I know they're a great organization, and they definitely do a lot for this area and really support us here. So you can tell whoever you need to tell that we greatly appreciate that, and thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about, well, the Resource Center here, and then just kind of give us maybe a mental walking tour of what's available. If somebody walks on the property here and they made this their first stop, tell us what all's here.
Inside the visitor center?
Well, inside the center, and then maybe go outside.
Oh, well, this, of course, is a new building, and the building that we had here for years. Cordell was impounded in 1973, so it's the newest lake per se. It is a river run lake in that it's different from a Center Hill, which is a huge storage capacity reservoir. Center Hill, Cordell is a river run, so we have much less storage capacity. The dam is, of course, the newest, but it's more of a hydropower. This lake is not as it's not as sought after per se for the marinas and the boaters as it is for the hydropower. Although this lake, the user group here, is more of a fishing, and we do have a lot of camping. The difference on Cordell Hull, we have 2 marinas, where Center Hill, the last I checked, was 9, I think. So we do have a different group. We do have the campgrounds here are very, very busy. Defeated Creek is one of the top 5 in the nation. So from the beginning of the season, which we opened that thing early on, it pretty much stays full throughout the entire season. So Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day, you really don't see a lot of difference in the increase of visitation. Now, the day use areas, you'll see some. But so there's the big draws here are the camping and the fishing. We have a lot more boating for fish than we do for recreation here on Cordell Hull. Now, one of the neat things about Cordell Hull is the fact that not only do we have a hiking trail, the Bear Walla Gap, which you've probably walked that. I know the Chamber has worked a lot. Michael Nesbitt typically takes a group there every year and does a big job on that trail. We have that trail, which is a 6-mile point-to-point that runs from Defeated all the way back to the overlook here on Turkey Creek Highway. So we've got the hiking trail. In 2009, I think it was, we started a group and volunteered and built a mountain bike trail. And that mountain bike trail today is 9 miles long. It's 3 levels of difficulty. We called it the Bear's Den. It is the Bear Wheels Trail. And the Bear Den, which is a low difficulty. The Black Bear, it gets a little bit more intense. And then, of course, the Grizzly Bear is the most intense of them. So we've got the hiking, the mountain biking. We also have an equestrian trail, the Lowland and Highland Loop. And the Lowland Loop is I may get this wrong, but it's either a 10 or 12 miles. And it is, of course, the Lowland. It's lesser aggressive, easier on the riders. And then we have the Upland, the Highland Trail, which is either the opposite, either the 10 or the 12. So there's 22 miles of a horse trail, mountain bike trail, and a hiking trail. So that's a very unique thing about Cordell Hull.
Okay, so there's evidently a lot to do here. One of the things I wanted to, this is a Tennessee vacation guide, and I know we have them at the Chamber, and there's descriptions of the lakes and stuff in here, and Cordell Hull's here. But here's something that I wanted to show everybody. This is a map of the Caney Fork, which you didn't talk about, which runs into the Cumberland, which is kind of part of y'all's, I guess.
It is partly our area of responsibility.
You're right. And kayaking and canoeing, starting up at Center Hill Dam and coming all the way through till it hits the Cumberland. And if you want one of these maps, if you're kayaking, you can pick them up here at the Resource Center or down at the Chamber of Commerce. And I wanted to thank you guys for helping us put this map together. It's been a real resource.
Yes.
And let me lay this down. Let's talk about the Visitor Center here inside. When you come in, you've got several displays. You want to just kind of talk about them?
Yes, sir. We will, of course, we're not painting around, but when we have a wildlife display, the pelts over here to my right, and animal tracks, and there's also skulls, and you can identify every, well, not every one of them, but a lot of the mammals that are in this area with tracks and the pelt and the skulls, and the children are very interested in that. There's also pellets, and that is kind of gross, but the way that owls sometimes are identified, there's the yes, yeah, it kind of tells you what they've been eating, and that is kind of a neat little thing that kids like as well. But we have, of course, there's a couple of poisonous, venomous snakes that we have in this area, which are the rattlesnake and copperhead. We have both of those here on display. We have a water safety message and display over there on that corner, along with that little boat. And that little boat, it's small, but it kind of depicts exactly what the requirements are for folks out on the water, with the lighting and such. We have all of our brochures. Go ahead.
I noticed there's a very nice display of Cordell Hall Lake here on the very back.
Correct. It shows a lot of the highlights of the different areas that we have here, with the marinas, all the out-granted areas, and then as well as the access points. Defeated Creek Beach, Salt Lick Beach, War Trace. We have all those little beaches, and then Roaring River, of course, is a beach that people can go to and swim. And it's marked off with the depth markers and impounded area right there that it's roped off, basically.
Well, how many of those are there altogether? The 3 or 4?
Well, there's 4: War Trace, Roaring River, Defeated, and Salt Lick. I think that is it. I think that we have the 4 beaches that are actual depicted for a beach, where we know the levels and stuff.
Right, and that's not really counting, like you've got the Defeated Creek Marina and you've got the Granville Marina that still is on this lake, and they may have some facilities there or something. I'm not sure.
They do. We have. Of course, those are out-granted areas. They work with us. They run a business, of course, for a profit. But they don't have the beach. But they do have cabin rentals, boat rentals. I'm trying to think of the other things that they have. Slip rentals, of course.
Jet skis, maybe?
Jet ski rentals, and maybe, I don't know that they have a houseboat rental at Defeated, but they do have the boats and jet skis.
Well, and one good thing I know is two things, actually. Number one, we're going to be talking about the Bluegrass Festival here in a little bit. Mm-hmm. They do that up at the Defeated Creek Marina, and then they both have good restaurants. I know
Yes.
Lakeside Timberloft just opened up at Granville, and then of course you've got the restaurant at Defeated Creek, which we're hopefully going to go up there and be talking about that here in a little bit. So we're blessed to have the resources here. For somebody could come and have a pretty nice stay, can't they?
Oh yes, and you had brought that map. I want to talk just a little bit about that. That kayaking and stand-up paddleboarding. I don't know. You're in the Lancaster community, so you see that quite often where you're traveling back and forth from Center Hill. But that has become so popular. You'd be hard pressed to go to the Caney Fork River today. It's overcast and cloudy, and not find a large group. It's a destination now. They're coming in buses and unloading at certain access points to go and get on those. And there's several rental businesses now that are doing pretty well, obviously, in the county and surrounding counties, that are renting either the stand-up paddle boards or the kayak canoes. And a lot of folks are utilizing that river.
Well, I know we have Smith County leadership, and we take them on a kayak trip as part of a team building exercise, and I know it's very enjoyable. It's actually the second time that I'd ever been on a kayak, and I'll have to say I am seriously considering buying one and doing that myself. So it's a very enjoyable endeavor.
Yeah, it's fun. It's nice. Cool. It's air conditioned.
Yeah, that's true. Luckily, the kayaks that they build now, you basically don't have to get out unless you want to. Yeah. And I only got out once, and it is very cool. I'm not sure, 52 degrees or something.
2 or 3 degrees, pretty much year round. So it's cold.
Yeah, and when it's 90 out there, that's pretty nice.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah, it's breathtaking. Hey, that is the way to say it. Okay, well, Jamie, we've talked about everything. I know there's some turkey capes on the walls decorating, a couple of wild turkeys. There is a bald eagle up here. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you've got these stuffed animals I didn't think you were supposed to. I believe there's a special story behind these animals, isn't there?
Well, the way that we are able to obtain those, the snakes and the eagles and such, is, you're right, you can do the turkeys and deer, but there is a special permit that you have to keep the bald eagles and other birds of prey. And we are authorized in that we have to apply through the pretty certain it's Fish and Wildlife that gives us a permit. And those probably, and that eagle has been here for years. That was here well before the burn.
Right, he survived the fire. I heard that he was in a glass case and he survived the fire.
So yeah, he made it through. But if you look closely, you can still see some little burn marks on him. But that's how we were able to get those, is through a permit. Otherwise, you and I couldn't go out and have a bald eagle.
Right, and I understand that this particular specimen here, he actually, something happened and he was offered for that reason too, for a display.
Yes, I don't know exactly the story on that, but a lot of times that's what happened. There's a few places around this area. Walden Pond is one of them, and then there's another one, Dr. Lee Barkley, up there toward, I want to say he's in the Livingston area, worked at a vet up there. He would rehab birds, and sometimes they just don't make it. So, those are the cases in which we get an opportunity to pay to have one mounted,
Right, and I just wanted to point out that you manage the resource, take care of it, and part of that is taking care of the animals and making sure that they're well and safe. And so when they see something on display here, it's because of some situation like that, and not because you went out and hunted it.
No, and some of the other ones, the fish and the deer, were donated. Folks in the community, Miss Joanne James donated some of the fish and the deer that you're looking at here, as well as the turkey fans and stuff. So a lot of that stuff we just get given to us. People have so many of them, and they run out of room, so they know that people are coming in here to see that, and they want to give back to the community, and that's what we end up with, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful thing. Well, Cordell Hall Lake is a wonderful lake to visit, and I know when I see the beauty around here, the walking trails, everything that we have available. So I guess is there any last thing or something that I may have missed?
Well, just if you're recreating, just be careful. I mean, we typically don't have problems here, but just want to remind everybody that that when you're out there boating, to do it safely and not forget to wear your life jackets and such. Be safe, return home, have a good time.
Okay, well, Jamie, thank you very much. We appreciate you talking with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, here we are camping at the Cordell Hall Resource Manager's office, and isn't this a neat place, Terry Lynn?
It makes me want to get the marshmallows out.
Oh, it does. It does. Makes me want to camp, and I'm deathly scared of spiders, not snakes, but spiders, and so that's why I just don't camp out.
Well, you get that repellent stuff, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I would have to zip up in my tent. I'm so pleased to be talking to State Representative Terry Lynn Weaver. Terry Lynn, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us.
No problem. I'm honored to be here and to talk about what's coming up this month, June 28th.
And I'm going to hand you the microphone. I'm going to let you tell everybody about this because I know you're excited about what's happening in Lancaster. So here you go.
Well, thank you so much. Lancaster, Tennessee, this little blink, and a wonderful little community. And every year, this will be our 11th year, Janie, we have a celebration of our Constitution, our freedoms, our liberty, of this nation's birthday. And what we do is it's a big celebration in a small town that is so, it just allows us to express our freedoms and our liberty and our love and patriotic for our nation. And so we invite everyone to come to Lancaster, where the parade begins at 6:00 p.m. and we kick off with this parade that lasts about 45 minutes. Then we return back to the Village Green, where we'll have bluegrass music, and for the third time, the Tennessee National Guard will perform a patriotic concert, and they will also march. And then we have amazing food like apple pie contest, homemade apple pie. We have homemade ice cream, barbecue. Everybody brings their chairs. We sit on the green. We listen to bluegrass music and, of course, the National Guard. And then at dark, about 8:45, we have fireworks. So it's a great opportunity to bring your family, wave your flag, and enjoy just celebrating the greatest nation on earth and its birthday.
Are there any charges or cost or fees in like parking or anything?
No, we have plenty. Well, we hope to have every year we have more and more people, so maybe parking might be a problem down the road, but currently there's plenty of places to park. And again, there is no charge. Just bring a chair so you can sit and enjoy the music and the shade trees. It's just a great opportunity to come and experience America at its finest.
You know, I'll never forget when I first went to work here in Smith County back in 1983, and I went to Lancaster, and I thought, oh, wow, this is such a beautiful little place. And you're right, it is just a blurb, but it's worth going to. Would you tell them a little bit about some of the things that they can do? I don't think, I know that there's the lake, the dam, and it's not, what, a mile?
A mile. It's up 141. We're right below. Lancaster is below the dam on 141. A lot of people during this time are camping at the campgrounds, and they come to the event. We also have the Wounded Warriors have their weekend fish event, and they participate in they're part of the healing waters, and so we have warriors who are there who have been wounded in service, and they come and fish on the Caney, and then they actually are in the parade in some kind of a float or something. They take part in it. So they've made their event, their annual event, around the parade. And we're excited to have them there because, again, you know, we live in a country where men and women in uniform have served their country and they have fought for these freedoms. And so we truly honor our veterans during this event as well. So yeah, the lake is there. Then you've got the next weekend, the Smithville Jamboree. There's all kind of things happening in the area. So, but I will tell you, if you come the first time, you'll be hooked, and you will make it a family annual tradition.
Okay, so the date is?
The date is June the 28th. The parade steps off at 6 p.m., and we're on the greens for about 3 hours, and after the fireworks, people head out, and you should see the line of cars of their lights leaving Lancaster. It's pretty awesome.
Well, Terry Lynn, thank you so much for coming to tell us about this. You know, I want to come this year. I have never gotten the opportunity to come, and I want to come, and I want to invite you to come out, particularly if you are from Smith County, and you need to be a part of this. But if you're in our viewing audience and you're not from Smith County, come on out and see what a beautiful place it is. Thanks for listening, and thank you for coming today. Oh,
check our website, lancasterparade.org, and it's got pictures on it. It's got history of how this all started around a little kitchen table where we all talked about doing this. And also, if you want to be in the parade, wear something red, white, and blue, and just show up for parade lineup at 5:30.
Okay, so come on out, bring your chair, and enjoy a wonderful afternoon. Well, Bill and I are about to make Bill and I are about to go over to the defeated marina. If I can get him, I think he thinks he's taking off and going over there. Bill, wow. Actually, this bicycle is here at the resource manager's office at the dam and here at Defeated, or at Cordell Hall. And Bill, I'm sorry, that's not tandem, so I can't ride with you, and I don't think you're going to get very far. I think we better try another mode of transportation.
You're right. That's hard.
Hey,
I did light the bulb.
Yeah, it shows you how much energy it takes to expend to light the light bulb here. So it's really a neat little thing, but you're not getting anywhere. So let's drive over to the defeated marina.
And that's a nostalgia for a lot of people. I think I remember seeing that when I was like in the second grade. So they've kept that around a long time. But anyway, yeah, we're headed to the marina.
We'll see you in a few.
Okay, we're here at the Defeated Creek Marina, and I have Miss Bernadine Thornton with me, and she is the owner. Her and her husband Tom, right? And Bernadine, tell us, how in the world did you land in Defeated Creek?
Well, we started coming down to Tennessee for vacation a couple years ago, and we really liked it, and so we just decided to move down here.
Okay, and you have a little girl, and you brought the whole family. You bought a marina, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I think that's wonderful. And so basically you took a visit and you liked it and you just came to stay.
Yes.
All right, well, we're glad you came down here. Tell us a little bit about the marina. I know you guys do a lot of rentals. You have a restaurant called the Creekside Cafe, I believe. Anyway, start out with the marina and tell us rentals, anything about that.
Well, we have a few pontoons that we rent out, and a couple of jet skis, and a few ski boats.
Well, I noticed some kayaks on.
Oh yeah, some kayaks, and we wanted to expand. We put a pedal boat in, and
Okay, well, and I noticed this is one of the launch ramps. Now, what these boats that are in the slips here, are they yours or are they people that are renting?
those are people that are renting.
All right. Well, now tell me about the Creekside Cafe.
The Creek View, well, our house specialty is the catfish. We have all-you-can-eat catfish every Friday night, and we're hoping to add some pizzas onto the menu before long here. And
When are you open?
so we're open Wednesday through Sunday. Not for breakfast till Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, so you're open for breakfast Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, what time Sunday do you have the hours?
7 to 2.
Okay, so basically, if somebody was in church, they wanted to get lunch, they could still come and get that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I know there's a lot of the Bluegrass Festival is coming up, but I know you guys did a function here for Memorial Day. How did that go, and are you planning any more?
Yeah, we had a pig roast for Memorial Day, and we used some of the proceeds to benefit the Upper Cumberland Veterans Cemetery that they want to put in. It went really well. We had lots of kids singing karaoke and a few bands up on the stage, and we had really good pig that my dad cooked.
Okay. Well, tell me this. You got some more planned on, and I know the Bluegrass Festival is coming in June. Have you guys got anything planned, or do we just need to kind of stay tuned?
We're planning on doing something for the 4th of July. I think it's going to be a crawfish boil, and I think we're going to have some fireworks and some bands on stage and maybe some more karaoke and a bunch of those bounce houses and water slides for the kids.
Okay, so it's basically a family affair here. If you want to come and enjoy the lake, you can do that here, and you can rent boats, and you've got something going on, so it's entertaining and food on the weekends.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there anything I've missed?
We're also planning for the Labor Day weekend. We're going to actually have a band come down from our hometown, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They're a blues band, and they're fantastic, and we hope everybody comes out to see them. And I think we're going to do another big cookout for that. I was thinking it would maybe be some deep fried turkeys or something like that.
Okay, so there's a lot to look forward to. Well, I knew exciting things were happening here at the marina, so we're glad that you guys came down and visited and liked it so much that you wanted to stay.
Thanks.
All right.
You know, we just talked about the Bluegrass Festival that's right here at the Defeated Creek Marina, but there's and that's going to be June 12th and 13th. But Jamie, you've got something else that you want to tell everybody about that's happening on the 13th also.
Yes, on the 13th as well, we have an open house tour. Actually, there's two of them this year, June the 13th and July the 11th. The 13th is an open house of the dam, and that has been shut down since 2011. We've reopened those since last year. So last year we did a set of tours at Cordell Hull, 3 dates. This year we're doing 2 dates. The 11th starts at 10 o'clock. You have to sign up. You have to go through a background check. So don't just show up to go and expect that you're going to get inside the dam. But you can get on our website and follow the links in order to fill out an application in order to get your name in there to go through security and such as that. So 10 o'clock.
Okay, and what is your website?
That would be, you can get on our Facebook page. I'm not very tech savvy, but go on our Facebook page, and there's a link down there. And also you can go on the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and there's a calendar on there, and inside that calendar there's a link for that. You can see the links for open house tours. Every lake has their dates up there.
Okay, that sounds like an interesting thing to do. If I've always wondered what it would be like, to take one of those tours. And so, again, the dates are.
That would be June 13th. That would be not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, and July the 11th.
Okay. Okay, so if that's something that might interest you, and I think it would be a neat thing to take. Can kids come?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, as long as they pass the background check, right?
They'll pass. Yeah, hopefully they'll pass the background check. But there's a list of things on there like no open-toed shoes. There's some rules and stuff that they have to follow. But outside that, it's pretty. You don't get to go in the very bottom of the dam. You only get to go and look over the assembly bay at the units, and then you go across to the lock. So it's a good tour, and I actually conduct it.
Oh, did you say it was free?
Well, I charge, but no, it is free. It's an open house. We go to the resource office at first, and we talk about Cordell Hull. We give a little PowerPoint presentation, and then we go from there over to the powerhouse, and they get to go inside there. It lasts about 45 minutes.
Okay. All right. Don't let him charge you, okay? All right. Well, listen, if you think this is something you and your family might want to do together as a fun thing, be sure and go to their website, because you do have to register in advance. I guess there's a limited number of people.
Yeah, we try to keep it at 25 and under, because we're limited in the numbers of us. We typically have to have 2 of us working, one in the front, one in the back, but we try to keep them at 25.
All right. Well, Jamie, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We're standing here on the stage of the Defeated Creek Marina down here in Defeated, and it is such a beautiful place. Bernadine and her husband are the owners here, by the way, and she wants to tell you about something special coming up.
We have the Defeated Creek Marina Bluegrass Festival coming up June 12th and 13th. It benefits the fire department here, and we hope you all come out.
Okay, now what are the hours?
5 to 11 on Friday and 5 to 11 on Saturday, I believe.
Okay. Is there a charge?
What is it? $3.
Okay, you said $3. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And there's going to be lots of food and lots of activities for the kids to do and lots of great music.
Well, I heard, and this was a little tip that somebody came up and whispered in my ear, how awesome the pizza and stuff was here, so I've got to come.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Tom will be out here both evenings. He will be spinning our own recipe pizza brought here from Pittsburgh, so hope you guys come out and try it, see if you like it.
All right. Now, that is, let's see, what's the date on that again? The 2nd and 3rd? June 12th and 13th. I'm sorry, we're a little confused here today. We've got too much going on, folks, but that's a good thing. So, Bernadine, thank you so much for letting us know. And I know you're busy and you need to take off and go to the restaurant, so I'll see if I can find Bill. Bill, are you over there? Come on back over.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. Hey, we got a lot of things. So okay, we got a lot of things going on. The horse show is the 19th. I want to especially hit that. It's happening in Smith County, and then the Lancaster Parade, of course, is the 28th, and that's going on in Smith County. And then I know there's some stuff going on in Granville, but we've got an entire list here to read to you. And one thing that I would like to hit. This is the Chamber Corner Show, and one of the things a lot of people sometimes ask me is, what's the Chamber all about? Well, we've got a mission statement that we've had for a long time, and it says the Chamber's purpose is to promote and support economic, civic, commercial, industrial, and educational interest and the welfare of our area. And the Smith County Chamber of Commerce's vision is to foster an environment in which business, industry, and residents work together to achieve a prosperous future for Smith County. And that's all a part of this. And these events that we have and all of the things that are going on the weekends, that's part of the life around here, and that's what makes it a good place to live. So anyway, starting with that, let's see, what do we, I think you've got the list.
Well, I do have some things here. And, I was just thinking, when you were saying that, I was thinking, I'm so glad we're able to tell our listening and viewing audience about this, because, vacations are expensive. But if you've got a big family, you can bring them to things like this, and it's like a bunch of mini vacations.
That's right, and there's so many places and venues that we have, and that's why we want to try and go around. And obviously, we've just barely touched on the surface of what there is to see and do around here.
Well, right next door, we've got a lot of things going down in historic Granville in Jackson County, which really it's almost closer to Smith County than it is to the square in Jackson County. But by the way, there's a deer out there eating. There's a bunch of deer out there. It's just such a beautiful place here. You got to come out.
I counted about 14 out here just grazing in the lawn.
I know. I think there's some laying down way over there. But anyway, oh gosh, it's so much going on. On the 4th, June the 4th, from 12 to 3, the Sutton Homestead is having a sparking and spooning. It's a date with the past, and the tour guides are going to have lots of wonderful stories to tell. And if you don't know what that is, then you're way too young. You want to tell them what that is?
I have no idea.
Oh, you do too. You haven't dated in a long time. Well, I haven't either. But anyway, it's sparking and spooning. That's dating, courting, okay? And so that's from 12 to 3 on June the 4th. On June the 9th, from 8 until 3, they have a Pioneer Day Camp for kids. And this is where girls and boys age 8 to 12 can come out and experience actually doing chores that they would on a pioneer farm, crafts, manners. They're going to learn about manners. That's a good thing for all kids to learn.
I may need to go to that.
And, well, me too. But foods, arts and crafts, and games, just like children would have done in the 1800s, mid-1800s. So come on out for that. The Grits and Glitz Barn Sale, and this is something new down at Granville, is June 19th and 20th. Barn sales have become so popular. This is their very first one, and it's at the Pioneer Village, and it's going to offer ample vendor space, rustic charm, fenced areas. You name it, they've got it. Call Granville. The number there is 931-653-4151, or go to www.granvilletn.com. You want to tell them about some more stuff coming up?
Well, the Junior Ranger Camp at Standing Stone State Park, if you want to go up there. Cumberland Playhouse has a lot going on. It's in its 50th season, and they've got Ring of Fire, June, Singing in the Rain, Smoke on the Mountain.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I love Smoke on the Mountain. And Mary Poppins and Barbara Bailey Hutchison. And so they've got a lot going on there. The Malt Shop is in Crossville is having a curtain call dinner theater. Memories, Malt Shop Memories, and more on the 4th through the 6th. The Folk Medicine Festival in Red Boiling Springs, which is not too far out. This is all right here in the area. They're having a healing arts practitioner, biodynamic farmers, organic gardeners, artists, craftsmen, singers, musicians, dancers, storytellers all come together on the banks of the Salt Lick Creek to celebrate the restorative powers of nature. And they've got vendors, and they got a lot going on there. It sounds like it's a lot of fun. Screening van at the Folk Medicine Festival, Red Bowling Screens on the 6th. And then there's an annual Kids Fishing Derby in Crossville. Staycation Tourism Expo at Fairfield Glade in Crossville. The local table on the mountain at the Still House Restaurant. And that is in the Short Mountain Distillery. That's a new...
That's in Cannon County?
Yeah, that's in Cannon County. It's a new venue that's opened up.
And all of these are June the 6th that we're talking about here.
June the 6th, Kids Day at Mitchell Creek Marina. Then we jump to, it's until the 13th. You got Southern Fried Nuptials at the Art Center of Cannon County, and that's from the June the 6th through the 13th. And that sounds like a hysterical sequence to the Osborne and Epper's hit comedy Southern Fried Funeral. I just remembered that.
There you go.
June the 6th, Mountain Laurel Walk Festival in Wartburg and Rugby. June the 7th, Snow White and the Good Neighbors Theater in Birdstown. Do you know we had several theaters here? Then 8th through the 17th, Junior Ranger Camps at the park. Clay County Fair in Salina is the 9th through the 13th of June. In Cookville, Art Around Tennessee, and this is on the 9th through the 13th. And of course, you can go to our website, or we send out a email blast on this as well if you want to know about them. Then we come to the 12th and the 13th, the Defeated Creek Bluegrass Festival And then the Wine, Shine, and Stein tour through the Upper Cumberland on the 13th, and that's Delmonico. Yeah, that's at Delmonico, and there is a charge for that, so you need to buy your tickets in advance. Then the third annual Antique Street Fair in Rugby, and then June Cruise In on the 6th, the 13th, and the 27th at various places, and you just need to get on the website and find out about that. Lafayette is having Hillbilly Days at Key Park in Lafayette on the 18th through the 20th, and that's their 40th annual Lafayette Lions and Lioness Hillbilly Days. And it's 3 fun-filled days with food, arts, craft, and music. So a lot going on that. And we keep going Bluegrass in Sparta. Then another one that we're coming to here, the 51st Smith County Horse Show, which we talked about earlier in the program, and we hope you all will come out to that. That's at the Ag Center. Starts at 5:30 on the 19th, and it's a $5 admission for that. And you know, these are not really expensive if a person wants to go to them. Astronomy Week at Fall Creek Falls, and then that's the 19th through and the 20th. The 19th and 20th being of Sound Mind at the Thomas House in Red Boiling.
I heard they have great dinner plays. They really include the audience a lot. So that's the 19th and 20th. Plus, you'll get great food.
And then Clay County Opera, June the 27th at the Historic
Excuse me,
Courthouse.
that's Opry.
Oh, excuse me, Opry. It is, and it says that. Opry. There's no A there. 27th, Ben Soley and Woody Pines at Bluegrass Underground in McMinnville. The Cave, the Cavern.
Cumberland Caverns. And I went there when I was a child. I haven't been back, but I'd like to go. They've improved it a lot, I heard.
And then 27th, 28th, Outdoor Adventure Weekend. Then the 28th, the Lancaster Independence Day Parade, which we talked about earlier, starts at 5 p.m. on the Village Green in downtown Lancaster. Come celebrate the 4th of July parade event. And our liberties, enjoy old-fashioned entertainment. Concessions include hot dogs, hamburgers, barbecue, pork butt, apple pies, homemade ice cream. And by the way, that is some of the best homemade ice cream you've ever put in your mouth.
And it'll be just in time because it'll be really warm by that time. And hey, aren't we going to be in that?
Yeah, we're supposed to ride in the parade. I think we're going to be part of the contingency that signed the Declaration of Independence.
Well, I think back then the wives just kind of looked on and fanned and kept cool.
Yeah, I think they actually did a lot more than that, but that's the way they were portrayed. Ladies were a lot tougher than we'd give them out.
Amen.
Music by Blue Holla Band, and 129th Army National Guard Band puts on a wonderful concert. It's the full band. There's like 30 of them, and they do a full concert, and it's like nothing you've ever heard. And then the fireworks after dark, and it's really good. And that's basically a lot going on in June, and then Granville has their exhibition going on. So there's a lot to do.
You know, there really is. So get your family together. If you were planning a big expensive trip off somewhere, save your money and spend it locally right here in Smith County and in the surrounding areas. I know they'll appreciate it. And you won't have to drive so much. You won't be so tired when you get back. And you can see so much more for less money.
Oh, and if you want to take a cruise, you can cruise down the Caney Fork on a kayak, and it's a whole lot cheaper. There's not a 24-hour food bar, but it's a pretty good trip. So,
you just bring snacks.
Yeah, you just bring a lot of snacks and keep them in your pockets and everything. And you can fish, and there's a lot to do on the Caney Fork. Well, I guess we're going to head over and show them the entrance to Bearwalla Gap, and maybe, well, we'll see.
Okay, see you in a minute. Wow, I tell you what, we've had a lot of wonderful things that we've talked about today, Bill, and I've got my keys in my hands. I don't know why I have that, but you look like you're ready to take a hike.
I've had enough of this show. I'm going to go walk into my car.
Well, bye, Bill. And by the way, he's going down the Bearwaller Gap Trail, which is 10 kilometers or 6 miles. Bill, be careful. Bye. And to my other side is the Bear Wheels Mountain Bike Trail. Come on out and enjoy all the amenities that there is to offer here at Defeated Park. Thanks, you all. See you soon.